Always here supporting his team.
Who do you think will win, James?
I don't know.
I'm going complexity.
You can't pick a team.
Yeah, you can. I
suppose. I mean, technically, yes, you can, but maybe you shouldn't. Is the right word?
Well,
I can't tell you what to do.
I will.
But for me, the data isn't there. I said that on Twitter, which is why, I kind of want to pick complexity. I want to see them do well, but I didn't put them in the pick. I'm not on the fence. I feel like, for one time, I don't think I am in the terms of pick'ems. I'm like, I haven't seen data. I don't know. I can't pick them because I don't know anything about them. Yeah, but Counter-Strike's deeper than that.
Come on,
so we have complexity starting on the CT side. We're going to have 3 players towards the A-bomb site, having a look in the apartments as well. Not getting shy, and not being shy might cost him. Shazam taken out early, as is Def. Unanswered frags, courtesy of Hellraisers.
Yeah, definitely a tough one. Nice pop, though, from Obo to make the load slightly easier to handle, but Six going to have to get 1 or 2, but he's been dinked immediately. At least he is alive, but for how much longer? He'll try to hold on to the position, dodging the HE grenade. Obo looks like he got dinked at range as well, so everybody is effectively a bullet away from death here on the CT side. That does not bode well whatsoever for the prospects of complexity, and perhaps they have to start to think about the ways that they're going to try to attack this situation. They just try to go for some exits, but there's a quick trade. Nice headshot from Obo once again, and oh dear, Ricky just spamming away there. Sick will walk into that. Oh, what the hell was that shot from Ricky? Now just 1 more to go. All he has to do is find a headshot. How hard could that be? Nukia coming around the corner, and there was a chance, but Ricky will be shut down. It was a good effort, all things considered, but it will be the round for Hellraisers.
He needed to find a kit as well, so I think it was purely about the bonus money in that situation for him. Hellraisers get off to a good start, and they've got a pretty good spawn as well, which you'll see soon enough. If they want to take Banana quickly with some flashbangs, then they may have the opportunity to do that with some SMGs. We'll see what they choose to do. Maybe they want to avert risk and go slow instead. Complexity going to be forcing it up, however. We've got the grenades coming out as well as the pistols, the CZs and such. So Nuki with the UMP. We'll see what he chooses to do. So he won't be rushing up Banana too quickly. They get the mollies there, but it will be actually Angel with the Mac 10 leading the charge. I love the double nade. We like the attention to detail. We've got some grenades towards the tree from the CTs as well, but there's nobody by the tree. No tree surgeons on Hellraisers. In the meantime, Issa has started the proceedings in the apartments. Again, the usual stuff. Take Banana, take apartments, take the options and the positions away from the CTs. But again, it has been slow on Banana, but we've still got a few HEs here. Trying to get something done. He's got Sick in tow as well, but they'll both be taken out. There's a 3rd player on the bomb site. They'll know that due to the grenades. Ricky hiding behind new box. Rotation coming in from Obo. So far, so good on the anti-eco. Ricky gets 1 frag, but they haven't over-invested in this Hellraisers. Actually expecting a rotation. Seems that Angel, or not Angel rather, Nuki will entertain a little. He pulls a grenade out. I mean, you have to check that position. That's one of the most common places for a CT on the A-bomb site. But not being shot immediately. Pulled the grenade out and died. 3 versus 2. Nuki's heavily tagged, and the CTs don't have much to lose here. So this is a dangerous waters for the Hellraisers.
Yeah, it certainly is. Again, we know Obo to be strong with the league. He's looking to see what he can find. Any wayward Hellraisers players, but they are not so foolish as to overstep. And given the lack of a kit, and now the lack of really any chance whatsoever, Ricky obviously just sitting towards that B-bomb side. That will be the round for Hellraisers. So 2 in a row, some decent damage done here by complexity, but they did invest a lot for it. At the very least, Ricky's kept himself alive with the Kevlar helmets, the Mac 10 and the Deagle, one of which of those weapons could be dropped to a teammate in the following round.
The main thing I know about Nuki is that on a skin website, I think he was selling some skins on there, and it was like Nuki skins. Like on the front page is a featured person or something. Really? I know that's how I first came across his name. I was like, okay, this dude is like some kind of, Counter-Strike notable player trying to flog some skins on this website.
Nice.
Anyway, Molotov towards top Banana. Nothing unusual going on just yet. A quick boost from Shazam with the Desert Eagle. I like that attempt actually. He is very noted in North America for his prowess with pistols. So it's nice to see a little investment there. but nothing doing just yet. Obo, the other guy with the Deagles, who at ECS showed himself to be quite a dab hand. Dan was certainly a fan. Has got a Desert Eagle as well, but nothing just yet.
Ricky, sitting there with the Mag-10, hoping someone might step his way. But in fact, the Mag-10 will be quite useless here. Although there is a silver lining in that compLexity don't have to worry about, Hellraisers don't have to worry about anyone on this bomb site, but they won't get any money for the kills with those Mag-10s, which is maybe partially what compLexity are playing for here. You can try to set up creatively as the CTs for exit kills so that you can kind of steal guns away. And you can see Shazam has got the Deagle there, and he might be able to get some additional economic damage here, which is worth it if you can find some good spots for it. And the rest of compLexity will make their way towards the bottom of Banana, but they're a little bit too slow to this. Nikki's already gained position in this area, and she's struggling. Obo does take him down, but that gun is unrecoverable. How much more damage is it handed for compLexity?
No.
There you go. Rick is in position.
They're going to lose the AK now.
That should be okay here.
But he needs to collect it. One of these Mag-10 boys has got to go and get that upgrade.
It's good damage though.
And Rick is just standing there with a Mag-10. Didn't play it safe and not go for it. Shazam's getting greedy though. Props to production for going back and seeing that there was going to be an engagement. We don't always get to see that, so respect. And looks like Angel needs some kind of help. So yeah, a little awkward there. An AK lost, but not an AK gained by the CTs. So we are at 3-0 in favor of Hellraisers. A technical pause. Angel's like, I just want some ginger to take this taste out of my mouth. So we'll see what's going on over there. In the meantime, no talking allowed. All right, 3-0 for favour of Hellraisers. compLexity have got some rifles. They've got some M4s out. Obo's picked up an AUG. Shazam's got 5950 in the bank, so the AWP will be coming out. So again, Ricky is also a sniper player, but he is quite nimble, quite versatile, likes to rifle as well, and is a noticeable rifler. So Shazam will pick up the primary AWP. And again, Shazam has made huge strides in his AWPing, and mainly in his decision making rather than his aim. I mean, he's got pretty good aim, but the decision making has definitely been what has had leaps and strides in his progress from when he first came onto the scene. I think it was Cloud9 he was picked up by way too early, and you could see all the mistakes he was making and so on, but he's definitely earned his stripes and is quite the sniper now.
So lots to be done here for Hellraisers, who are going to be carrying at least one Mag-10, I would imagine, into this next round. Of course, hopefully we'll be able to get to see how that plays out sooner than later, but a lot of pressure on compLexity in this round when we get the unpause, which will come in right now. Beautifully timed. The AWP on Shazam. What is he able to do with this? Only the single flashbang, not a single kit on the CT side. They have a few helmets, which will be useful. Again, double Mag-10s here for Hellraisers. Might pick a fast one towards the apartments. There's a quick molly into the apps, but into the smoke it will go, and it will be promptly extinguished. Now, compLexity will get a boost here for Ricky. This is quite a nice move. If everyone goes through the balcony, that could cause some problems though, but
this is a nice angle. So you can mix it up. You can be on the porch roof, or you can be in this position, catch a player from boiler. You're never getting pre-fired in this angle. They're always going to be looking lower unless they're absolutely crazy or you're just mad predictable. So we'll see what he can do. He still needs to avoid the flashbangs, but he eats one, forced off his position, and this is going to be a complete disaster, it looks like, for compLexity. Ricky only good for one. 3 versus 2 in favor of Hellraisers. Bomb needs to be collected. In the meantime, Shazam equals the numbers, but Def is still sticking towards the B bomb site. In Shazam, they trust. Creeping around the arch position are the two Hellraisers players, and maybe Def's patience might pay off. We've got Hellraisers moving towards the library area. Now, they heard the footsteps. They know at least one one player is towards A. They don't know if anyone's towards B, and that's got to be a frag for Def, but it's not.
Oh, that is unfortunate because Shazam had just pushed top mid, so they knew that it was going to be B. So I don't think, if the timing's different, I don't think that Def ever commits to a push there. I think he just waits in an unknown position, but instead he gets caught on the peak, he commits to it, and now Shazam. And nice frag there from Shazam. The correction on the spray, good for the headshot. Now it's just Nuki left. He's got an M4 and 7 HP, and he's playing from CT spawn, and he's smoked off. Shazam can't know where he is, though, and is he just going to go for the hole? He has no kit, of course, and Nuki will take him down with the lineup from distance. Beautiful stuff there from him, and indeed, that was so marginal, because if Def just holds for another couple seconds, I don't think he peaks, because Shazam has the information.
Well, they could have still gone library, technically. But I guess it was more likely they were going to go towards B in that position. But Oscar almost threw that one away. He gave a 1v1, trying to squeeze his way over towards CT, but he didn't know how much time he had. I suppose there was a safer approach around construction, but there we go. It is still won by Hellraisers. They have that 4-0, and they've kept compLexity poor on the pistols with a few grenades on the CT side. So it seems compLexity will try to force an error out of the Hellraisers squad with these smoke grenades, although I say that, they've all been deployed with a minute 30 on the clock, so not the play we were expecting to see. It'll be down to the grenades mostly, sorry, the guns after this, although Ricky towards Arch has an incendiary. 6 picks up some Kevlar. Everybody else is naked. I always wonder about things like that. I want to say it's Lurpis who's a kind of stickler for that. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like in the long run, in the future rounds, that money may have more value in a grenade that you might otherwise not have, rather. Maybe 3 rounds from now, but we'll see. Hellraisers pressing on towards the B-bomb site. The bomb is still bottom mid, being collected now. Looking for the counter grenades. Looking for any pop flash plays, maybe pushes through the smoke, nothing doing just yet. Angel with a HE behind the new box position, ready for Shazam. And again, not really over-investing immediately, being very, very careful. It's an important tournament for Hellraisers, especially with this roster. And they will not want to make any mistakes.
3 players left for compLexity here, and obviously looking at your options for retake, it's just an impossible situation. So you're thinking about X's perhaps. Nice peek from Oppo, the jiggle with the deagle. You can see that in the previous spot he was hungry to try to get the frags, and he finds another headshot. Finally he'll be taken down. Brilliant damage with that deeg. And Sick is in not a bad spot, but unfortunately he won't be looking at the right spot. And that'll be another round for Hellraisers. Great start on their T side. compLexity struggling to find footing on the CT side of Inferno. And another big buy coming back in for them. And here's the beautiful jiggle from Obo. Lovely stuff from the youngster. I love how the second shot was pretty much identical to the first in terms of execution. This is the moment, I feel like, James. If compLexity want to have a competitive Inferno, they really need to turn it around. It's got to stop Hellraisers from building this money, building this momentum.
Shazam and Obo top mid. Obo having a look in the boiler position. A little jiggle. Timing HE grenade, but Hellraisers are taking it slow. Hellraisers do not want to allow compLexity back into this. Even though it's 5-0 for Hellraisers, they haven't really built loads of money. If you look at the likes of Lowell, Angel, Oscar, not very far beyond the $3,000 mark. So they may still feel a little brittle, Hellraisers, despite the 8K on the likes of Nuki. You'd want to have more money than this at this point, and there's still a chance for compLexity to turn things around. So Hellraisers will still need to build. They're clearing the top mid position. You can see them bursting on the radar, forcing the CTs back, denying them information. You can see Ricky starting to rotate on Speedway, as is Sick. They're leaving Def alone on Banana, jump peeking with a flashbang. No smokes or anything. Only Ricky has a smoke, actually. You can see him considering it. Using area control, exchange of Molotovs, and that is a great smoke grenade with 40 seconds on the clock. Hellraisers all top mid. What do they choose to do?
Well, it's like they're going to be holding back for Some play towards Banana. Flashbang will be tossed by Mr. Def as Oscar takes down Shazam, and that causes quite some issues. We'll have a rotation from Ricky to assist Def on B, and he's going to need quite some assistance here as he's against the entire force of Hellraisers, moving in 5 strong straight through, and now up towards Coffins. They've smoked it off. The bomb plant is available in time. Oh, Nuki! Oh my god, that would have been really problematic. Oh, Def can't complete the kill there through the Coffins. Let's retake City for complexity should they decide to go for it. Their money absolutely sucks. The smoke is... I don't know if the smoke is... Actually, the smoke is not up here. They have to try to escape with a flashbang and pray that no one peeks them, and they will get out of there. So they will go for the full save. Sick will pick up a kill, though. But it's the round lost.
Yeah, somewhat of a gamble rotation from Hellraisers. They didn't have presence or control of the banana position, but I respect it. The smoke, well timed on the arch position, kind of denied them a lot of options towards the A-bomb site, so they chose the snap rotate. They made it quick, made no bones about it. Now, one of the issues there for Hellraiser, sorry, for complexity on the B bomb site, Def makes his way towards the Coffins, and Ricky rotates towards CT, but there's no flash. If there's a flash, he can do a pop flash through the smoke towards Pool. He can do a deep flash onto the site with his teammates, say behind new box, something so he can face and try and slow them down, something like that. But he just didn't have any utility to make any kind of play, so Def was just forced to give up the bomb site. However, almost got a kill spraying through the Coffins, which is the more common plant now in professional CS on Inferno, is the elevated plant on the coffin rather than behind the coffin. Ooh, we've got an aggressive play towards the bench position, and Oscar just about hasn't seen the first player, but he'll see Obo. Something sticking out. Obo gets tagged. Ricky still facing the wall, but for how long can he stand here without being taken out? He'll be taken out, in fact, by Oscar. Made a play, didn't work out. 4 plays, still alive for complexity. They still got a fair amount of utility as well. Oh, Angel's being spotted by the bench. He's stuck now. Obo holding the line while a Molotov is dropped, but he's able to escape. Very tight situation, but still 9 players alive.
A minute to go though, so Hellraisers need to start making some inroads in terms of map control. Of course, Banana is quite available, which Angel will find out. He's only got 2 HP, and he's rushing up there. Has found himself some presence. Speaking of which, Issa's lost presence in Boiler. Good kill coming in on the tight angle from Death Pixel. Oh, Obo, very, very nice one to find there in middle. And so 2 quick kills have gone to complexity around middle. So complexity are more suspicious of an A play, but here it is. Hellraisers have outmaneuvered them. Quick rotation from Obo as quick as he can make it, but Shazam has to hold on, and hold on he will. The AWP will deliver at least the first kill.
A great smoke to create some space, but trying to rotate Oscar will take him out. Still a man advantage for complexity. Obo's in position now. The smoke is up. The Molotov behind it. The bomb needs to go down quickly, and it will. The bomb planted on the B bomb site. Nobody coming from Banana, but Hellraisers do not necessarily know that. Oscar by the new box position. There are no grenades for complexity. Nothing but dry peaks. Dry peaks. No lotion for them. 2 versus 2. M4's on Sick and Def. Sick making his way behind Def from CT. One play off the other, spotting a player in Pool, doing nothing about it. Oscar peeks out. Perfect timing from him, expecting a second player rather, to be looking towards the pool should somebody be there. Great response from him. 7-0 for Hellraisers.
Kind of regretting my pick. Yes, it's so looking so good for Hellraisers. What a beautiful couple kills from Oscar. That's such a tight peak to get, and that's like just pure reactions. Oscar's looking dangerous. He's looking angry, and that's a huge issue. Hellraisers in pole position. They are far ahead in the race to those 16 rounds right now. And think of a typical start from complexity. 3 towards B at the beginning for the utility exchange. There's a challenge from Hellraisers. They may just keep these 3 players here for a moment longer. Oh my, good awareness, good knowledge from Def, just doing the rounds there. And pick up 1. Oh my god, they've got 3 bits of utility left, James. Oh dear, that's not good on the CT side of Inferno.
Well, the 5 versus 4 may make up for it. A worthwhile investment, perhaps. But Banana is with Hellraisers, who have cleared out the apartments. Reloads will be heard, and those sound cues may give complexity an idea that perhaps they're moving away. I don't know. It's kind of early for that, so In fact, Shazam will be moving towards the A bomb site rather than B. I don't really think you can read too much from that reload sound. All right then. Even though it's a 5 versus 4 in favor of compLexity, it's a 4 versus 2 on this B bomb site. And again, once you take position, well, there's one flashbang for compLexity, and that's about it. And that's with Sick, so it's not even potentially for a retake. compLexity not rotating at all, while Hellraisers creep into this B bomb site. There's one underneath that he's got no idea, but the defense to get the kill out of it. This has been checked for whatsoever. There is the trade. Now you've got Shazam making his way to CT spawn, but Dev should know that that's already been compromised. Shazam's creeping. Now, if no one gives up a frag in this situation, then it might be okay, but you've got to be careful planting this bomb. The smoke is still up for the time being. There's a flashbang to buy some more time, but compLexity are so close.
He's trying to get some position there. Oh my goodness, taking some damage. I think he got a bit of coverage there from the bricks on an archway. So beeping continues to get slowly but surely faster. In comes compLexity, but there they go as well. Nuki with 2 kills. And that might be all she wrote for this one for compLexity, because Rick is on 6 HP and the time is really against him here. He's got to go quickly. Well, I was expecting play there. That's a beautiful little bait there with the AWP shot to the... would be the CT's left if he was coming from CT, allowing Lowell to get the element of surprise on his peak. I love the element of detail there. Shooting the pot to create a distraction. Don't often see that.
For me, this is a really weird matchup between these two teams, because I feel like compLexity can't be prepared for, but I'd be hella surprised if compLexity had prepared for this particular Hellraisers as well, which makes things unusual. 8-0 in favor of Hellraisers. They came in talking about advantages of the unknown compLexity, but the known is 0 rounds for them and 8 rounds for Hellraisers. So they better start playing to that advantage. They've had max loss bonus for days, but on this round it'll be pistols for the most part. This is the buy between the buys. A crap buy.
Okay, that's insane. Wow, from a little bit of a mess with the MP9.
Yeah, certainly a strange one I would have expected.
Look at Chris.
I suppose from both of the teams to have a good CT side, but as we can see, compLexity are having a bad CT side. It's a handful of utility for compLexity against the full armament of Hellraisers. They are stacked tooth and nail, and here we go. Rickett finds a quick one at the P250 in the push towards second middle, but there's no follow-up. I suppose if there was to be one, if you were to say that there was, it's in apartments. It's the second phase of the defense here for compLexity. And he goes low, walking straight into it, but we'll deal with the first one. Obo can't find himself the second. Shazam, though, he is a dab hand with the deagle, and he's going to dig Angel into tomorrow.
I love the storm from the T's, the urgency in the apartments. They know it's a precarious position against the CTs. The longer that you take, if you're going to push it, the more time they have to set up and do something funky. So they just charge, risk involved, but it works out. Shazam, what does he choose to do with his AK-47? It would potentially help one of his teammates to have an AK over an M4. And I don't know how much chance they really have of winning this run unless they are served something for free, and having not been served something, they will slowly move the AK away from the danger of the A-bomb site. Hellraisers moving to 9. Nuki's 13 for 3. He's 13 for 4.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, he's been playing really well for Hellraisers. He's got them out of some nasty little spots.
Goodbye, my friends.
Yeah. Well, that's fine for Hellraisers. They're 9 rounds ahead, so at this point, you don't care as much about your economy when you got some players over 10k anyway.
If he went towards the pit, he probably would have survived if he had an eye on where the bomb was planted. Because that money could still come in handy. A nice shot from Def, but they got 0 rounds. They're 0 for 9. Nice shots just won't cut it. Sick is 1 for 8 at the moment. That's not good.
No, it's not. They've struggled so hard on this TT side. Hellraisers are. So far, a lot of it has been the individual play, just been superior. We've seen some good tactical stuff from Hellraisers as well to back it up with, and that's a huge problem. You know, Oscar had a clutch. We've seen Nuki with some great entries and a clutch or 2 as well. But generally, Hellraisers also just winning map control and outmaneuvering compLexity ultimately. compLexity struggling to win banana.
Angel does not want to get popped in that position again by the logs. The late second HE will do the job though. So another 5 versus 4 from banana for compLexity, and it seems this time they're going to go back and try and retake it. Is not in position with any flashbangs, so Ricky almost gets taken out completely. Sick trying to do something, but nothing doing just yet. And Nuki's got to be careful though, because he's there alone, entertaining. And the bomb is still around the corner from T ramp, so if Hellraisers make inroads towards A in the meantime, then if he is to pick up that bomb, he needs to stay alive. Some grenades being executed. We've got 2 players towards the arch position. Shazam smoked off, probably take a shot before he moves. Obo in the pit. You can see jumping on the bike, you can see over the wall. You can crouch and be hidden and stand up and then see over the wall. So something people at home should be using.
And this is actually a decent spot for Hellraisers. All the retake of top banana could have been awful for compLexity if their timing was a little bit later, because Hellraisers have just shown their push here, or rather they were just about to push this. Yuki's going to go through the smoke. Great spray onto Def, finds one. That's the opening they needed. They need a quick push, and Yuki gives it to them. Oh, follows up with the trade onto Sick. Now it's a bomb down. A 3 versus 3 for Hellraisers. Can they hold on again? Can they deny another round to compLexity? Not if that happens.
With Shazam taking construction, this one's going to be more difficult. Oscar's got angles though by the fountain. There's a flashbang to force him away. That's going to give more real estate to Shazam. A crouch pick from Oscar. Nothing doing this time. It's down to Lowell, but Shazam will deliver the first round for compLexity. 1-4-9. It is not over just yet. There is plenty more though for Hellraisers, which means plenty of pressure. So compLexity need consecutive rounds. They need, aim for 5 at this point. It's not ideal, but aim for 5.
Yeah, this was a great series, a great passage of play from Mr. Shazam here. You can see this is just all reaction from here on out, especially this last one. Oh, never mind. I got denied. Either way, compLexity will pick up 1, but there's so much more here for them to be done as Hellraisers, as you mentioned, James, they are reaching into their pockets and they'll find another big bite. Big push from Yuki. Oh my god, the HE, the Molotov damage, it is really bad for compLexity. Yuki is going to die here, but look at all the health that's been diminished now for compLexity. Both Def and Shazam have lost half their health apiece, as well as losing Sick to all the utility at the beginning of the rounds.
Look at the rotation though from compLexity. They don't believe that Hellraisers are going to commit to this B bomb site. Maybe it wouldn't make sense to them, so they're rotating 2 players towards the A area. Riquet left alone. He does have a smoke, but they've made a mistake. They took a gamble towards A. They were trying to read what Hellraisers would do, and they were mistaken. Hellraisers have now taken the B bomb site. They have position. They don't have any more smokes, which is something. And this time, there's more utility for compLexity to risk a retake. Do they boost over new box with the AWP? That would be interesting. You can see the grenades flying in from compLexity. The flashbangs being avoided. Lowell's got banana, which leaves 3 players to defend the rest of the B bomb site.
Yeah, this is actually kind of very hard to hold as a T's if you don't have construction. And you see T's have lots of utility. And if Rick is hitting shots like that, we'll see what else he can do as he pushes forward. Def will take point there with that M4. Angel's got so much to worry about there. Preemptive spray comes in, they find him, great headshot there, but he can't do anything else. It's up to Lowell, but he's stuck behind a smoke. And that bomb is very close to detonation. He might not make it. Oh, it's so close. That is so desperately close for compLexity, but they'll still pull it off in the nick of time. A second round, but these rounds are coming very difficult. They are very difficult for compLexity, though.
Very difficult indeed. I respect the proactiveness of it, though. With all that exchange, compLexity thought, okay, maybe they're going to make a play towards the A bomb site, rotate 2 players out, leave Riquet alone. But Hellraisers, I don't know if they heard the rotation. Again, if you are, well, they didn't have position, but if you are behind the sandbags from like a CT perspective in the corner, you can hear people on Speedway. That wasn't the case though, so not so relevant. But anyway, for whatever reason, Hellraisers chose to pursue the B bomb site, and there was only 1 player there when they took it. Again, if they had 1 smoke, for example, if they had 1 smoke, because it was a double AWP retake, if they had 1 smoke, then maybe that would be a very different round. But they didn't, and it's the second round on the board for compLexity, and now the money has disappeared in 2 rounds. Hellraisers have another bye, but they've got nothing left in the hole. So if Hellraisers are to lose this round, then maybe 6 is possible for compLexity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is how it happens. You know, it doesn't matter how it looks as long as you get it done at the end of the day. Shazam, is he going to go for a deep peek? Is he going to go all the way? No. He'll show presence, though, with a quick shot into thin air. But a shot into thin air is sometimes good enough to at least slow things down to make them use more nades. But speaking of which, doesn't slow Hellraisers down even a beat. They are going very quickly. Shazam just barely makes it across to cover as Obo will cover for him. Issa goes down. The headshots for Obo looking quite lethal, but he's unable to take down Angel. There's players all over the place. It's so hard to keep track of here for the CTs. They are so fast moving, these Hellraisers players. Although it looks like sanity's been restored here as we go into the 2 versus 3.
That smoke is terrible. There's a big gap, and Sick is in a 1 versus 2. Flash over the roof. The bomb's been planted. Sees the trajectory. He can still creep, but maybe Lowell's got a superior angle in a graveyard position. I'm sure he has not been detected. Sick's got 3 bullets in the magazine. He can't reload because he'll concede his position, so he's got to get a 1 versus 2 with 3 bullets. How on earth is he going to do that? Is he even aware of how many bullets he has left? Nothing doing just yet. Let's see if he goes for an attack. Well, it'll be Nuki to engage first, and it's double figures for Hellraisers. An important round for them to win, all things considered, with the economy. And here they are, 10-2.
Yeah, what I have been really enjoying from Hellraisers is their decisiveness. They're not afraid, if they have the right spacing and so on, to just go for it. And that's really important. We've seen them do it on the B-bomb site time and again, and it's often worked out well for them. And we just saw it there towards the top mid position. The smoke goes down, the TTs expect that they have a little bit of time to rotate, but no. That timing window is exploited by Hellraisers. Beautiful stuff from them. And Nuki, he's 17 for 4 right now, I believe, and that is quite a stunning performance. Definitely of this lineup, he is the newest name to this level of Counter-Strike, I think, for most people. And well, that's certainly to the team. So, Hellraisers, you know, Angel said in the interview, he said, hey, you know what? We don't have the best mental game, but if things are going well, we are capable of anything, and you can see why with the players such as they have on the team.
Light on utility, heavy on smoke grenades, compLexity, but that's one that's gone missing, as well as Obo. Put him on a milk carton. Def has been left on the B-bomb site once again. He's got a smoke in the hole. The only one left for compLexity. That situation changed pretty quickly. Now, with 3 players towards A and 1 towards B, do compLexity make a forward play with Shazam to get the information? Because boy, do they need it. Indeed they do. Ricky making his way up, but Def's been taken out in the meantime. And surely this round's over. They are not in position to go for a retake. They don't have the utility. They've got a FAMAS on Ricky. And it's a 3 versus 5. So compLexity are storming this first half of Inferno. Very cutthroat situation in the best of 1 series. And again, for me, it was an unknown in both directions. So far, so good for Hellraisers. By no means does this mean they're going to win the map. We'll see what compLexity can do towards the end of this half. Yeah,
Counter-Strike is a game of 2 sides, isn't it? And it's such a difficult spot for some teams to... I mean, some teams look so good on, let's say, you know, a T side, or so, you know, but they may really struggle on the other half entirely. It may look like a completely different team. So to at least have a chance, we hope that, you know, compLexity can eke out at least 1 or 2 more rounds. Here, obviously, only 2 more is possible at this point. But we'll see if they're able to do it. They do save an AWP, which is always good. And Hellraisers, they are very confident. I'm really enjoying, again, their confidence from them. They look very decisive. We're seeing it repeatedly. And do get a timeout coming in here. Hellraisers slowing things down, having a chat.
A chit-chat, a chin-wag, a parlay. You know, a group of owls is called a parliament of owls.
Really?
Yeah.
Love it. That's cool.
Indeed. Trading cards with Epic's GG. Get yourself some trading cards. You got Kenny S. Always a good one to pick up. Device though on that 99, boy.
Nice.
We'll soon be back into this one. The Parliament of Owls.
That makes sense, because they kind of look like they are, you know, from aristocracy or something. Aristocratic.
Double FAMAS, double French guns for the likes of compLexity. Nuki with a forward smoke grenade on Banana to try and limit the positions that CTs can take. Plenty of grenades though. Down Banana from compLexity. You can see all that blue on Banana. All those grenades being deployed. They're not quick on getting that rotation towards the A-bomb site, however. Now, compLexity, Hellraisers, do they go for something fast? There is a smoke towards top mid at present, but they're in position to burst through it. Oboe takes the second one out, tries to transfer for the first. That's not going to happen. The smoke's on the balcony, sorry, the bomb's on the balcony. That's all the information they need. There's a smoke on the arch position, and their outmaneuvering is done. We got flashbangs towards top mid. We got HEs through the library onto the side. That's pretty good. And the bomb's planted for the pit position. 4 versus 3 for Hellraisers.
This is so scary. They are just using all their might and just punching a hole in to compLexity early in the round. And look at the defense here with York. What are you going to do against that? Oscar's holding the peak with his AWP respectively. And now it's time to turn tail and run and salvage what you possibly can in the end of this round. This was an anticlimactic one. Again, Hellraisers have found that brute force, targeted brute force, has been working out for them very, very well. And it's not looking good, man. It's gonna be 12 rounds for Hellraisers now at this point, and the 13-2 is looking likely. It has really appeared to be the case that compLexity have been outclassed so far by Hellraisers. And even if Hellraisers have a much worse CT side, you would imagine that getting 2-3 rounds should be quite doable. Beautiful shot there from Oscar from the palace, the apartments position.
Last round of the first half. Good buys for both squads, but one is doing a lot better than the other. Let's see what the approach to Banana is. This time there's only 2 players for compLexity, maybe conditioned to fear after that previous round. The fast play from Hellraisers. The timing's been perfect in a number of rounds from Hellraisers. The previous round was good evidence of that. Of course, the 2-man rotation from B to A and the continued push from Hellraisers was another example. It has been one half where they have not been wanting, but the same cannot be said for compLexity. Again, they've got everything to prove with this new roster. 2 months off the radar, looking to shock the world. It's not happening just yet, or maybe it is for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, default here from Hellraisers. They got that apartments take, and they got top Banana now. So typically you'd expect it to be time for the top mid take. And with 4 players towards the top mid position, compLexity have designed this defense to deal with the default, to deal with the top mid take. And losing a player towards Banana as well as mid does not bode well for Hellraisers in this round. Perhaps finally compLexity can get themselves another round.
Smoke towards CT on B. A counter grenade from Shazam. That concedes some position, a second grenade. But the bomb doesn't seem to be committed just yet. It's on Banana. In the meantime, we've got a push from Lowell in the arch area. He's going to win his duel with Ricky. Now what? The bomb has not been seen by the CTs. They don't know what's going on. There's a potential wrap, and it seems that Hellraisers are considering their options. That's their first frag of the round. Now, the bomb's being left bottom mid for it to be collected by Nuki, so it looks like Lowell and Oscar will be pursuing the A-bomb site. We've got 2 CTs playing in the pit. There's 10 seconds and the bomb's just about making it to top mid now, so this surely ends in disaster for Hellraisers. Off angles from Oboe, but he can't stop the bomb from making it to the site, but 6 certainly can stop it from getting planted, and there is a much needed 3rd round for compLexity.
Oh, only 3 rounds, so we'll have to see if they can find a recovery after the break. We are back, but are compLexity back? That's the question. We'll hopefully find the answer out very soon, because they had a horrible, horrible first half on the CT side. They couldn't find their footing. They were sliding all over the place. They couldn't get up, James. When you get knocked down, you're supposed to get up again.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Well, at least it wasn't a 15-0 like INTZ suffered earlier on today. They have a little more breathing room than that. And now they start on the T side. They've got some forward spawns. There could be some aggressive flashes towards Banana. And then again, maybe not. Maybe their plan is something utterly different. Ricket heading towards top mid, where he'll be facing two CTs. The point of no return is where Nuki is. Tries to turn tail and run, but it's too late. That's a lovely one-tap with a P250 for Sick. A P250 on T side Inferno. Very, very rare. You don't see it often enough, in my opinion. The numbers now trying to abuse them, those numbers towards the B-bomb side, but the 1v1s will still prevail for Lowell with a 3K, a 4K Lowell, looking for the ace. He's got 2 bullets left. Holding down the bomb site for his team. This could have just crushed the dreams of compLexity. Can he make it? Yes, he can. There is the ace for Lowell, and he's pretty damn happy with that.
Holy guacamole, look at him go. Oh man, when he was sitting first orange, I was thinking to myself, he could get a couple here. You know, you're visualizing, you're timing it, you're trying to space it out, you're trying to make sure that you control everything, but you don't expect to get the entire team. What a beautiful performance from Lowell. And if compLexity had any chance in coming back, the percentages just nosedived, went up in flames.
It's been made a little harder.
Lowell showing why he is on the team. 14 for 5. What an ace from him. Aiming straight down middle. Don't get it. Oh god. Oh dear. Nope. Abandon. Abandon ship. Aborts. Hit the big red button. This has gone horribly wrong. Oscar gets a few licks of damage through the smoke with that one as he swaps out for the FAMAS. But this has reached desperation now for Hellraisers. They've got to make some interesting decisions here, James.
Yeah, this is the kind of anarchy you don't want to be subjected to when you are in such a strong position. You don't want to give anything to your opponent, but somehow they've lost 2 players so early, Hellraisers.
They underestimated. They didn't think that there would be a force buy. That's the only reason I can imagine. Because if there's a force buy, running down middle is extremely dangerous. If there's an eco, you just decimate.
Yeah, you're just opening doors for your opponent. You don't want to do that. This is not the time to be polite. You can see compLexity trying to back off, but it's Hellraisers who are at the advantage, and just like that, it turns around. Nuki with a 3K with a UMP. Leaves Def alone. Again, opportunities come and go. Rings the bell, Def. Maybe there is a chance. Now, how can they move in for a double peek? You can see Oscar moving up, but Def is smart with the smoke grenade. He's got another one, and he's got position to collect the bomb. He's only got 4 bullets left in the CZ75, but Oscar's behind the smoke, and is it worth the risk to push it? Of course it's not. So maybe there's still a chance here. Def, he's going for the frag, it seems, rather than the bomb plant. That's quite the gap, actually, for Oscar, so never mind that. But how long will he hold his position for? He's got to realize the potential for a rotation. Def making his way to boiler, but Oscar's still not considering it after so much time. There was so little time on the clock. Someone's got to say something. God. Tunnel vision, and then some.
Oh my god. There's so many weird moments there. Firstly, it's the fact that they... I mean, to me, the round that they played is something you do against a full eco only, typically speaking, unless you have full rifles or nades to back it up, which they didn't really have. And you can toss the deep incendiary, so you at least get a trade and they can't follow it up. But so that's one mistake that was made. And then, I mean, thank God for Nuki. You know, he gets a 3K being ultra aggressive, which is insane in its own right. But then for Def to get 3 kills out of the season, it just is crazy. It's just absolutely crazy how that actually, how the maths on that one actually added up.
The will to survive. 9 rounds required from compLexity to tie things up, and Hellraisers may have made a grave mistake. Angel with the 5-7, not as good as it used to be. Issa can follow up just for the 1 frag, though. Nothing crazy happening. 5-7 is well, to me at least, a constant disappointment these days. Therefore contribute. He'll get his bell rung though, and the CTs will know that as well. But Obo spots one of the remaining 2, and that will limit the risk at this point. Nuki will want to hold on to his FAMAS. Shazam making his way down. Now he's got to realize that that's to collect the bomb. There's no other reason that he would be going down towards the T ramp, but Nuki's just going to walk to his doom. He may not have realized that Shazam was going towards the T ramp position there. I feel like if he had made a few more steps, maybe he would have realized, hold on, with those frags towards A and definitely towards Blana, why on earth would he be going towards T-ramp? Sometimes it's because the bomb's there.
I've been learning about Nuki this game so far, James. You know, I don't think I've had the pleasure of casting him before, and I've learned that he is a mad lad.
I like his sense of urgency and his willingness to go down on the sword that we saw on the T side towards Banana. That was pretty cool, and that's what you kind of want to see from a player who's potentially playing entry, at least in those particular rounds. Now, Hellraisers have basically nothing. They've got a pop flash. They've got a pop flash scenario, and compLexity may move into it with 3 players. Okay. Now, there was a Molotov up. Oh my god, I don't even have time to talk about this because we've got 3 USP kills on Banana, and we've still got Oscar creeping in Boiler in the meantime. He's got a sound cues at the very least. He's seen one of them. He hasn't seen the bomb though. The bomb again is on T-ramp, and it is to be collected. But in the meantime, there will be position for Hellraisers. There'll be weapons. They've got a Krieg. They've got an AK-47. Obo's got a MAC-10.
Oh my goodness, this is something, isn't it? Nuki with a fantastic position. He'll spot 1. He was spotted 2, but just him spotting 1 in a situation like this, he peeks. This is what I'm talking about. He's crazy. A lot of players will just fall back there a little bit, maybe jump peek it, not commit, but he's just committed there, and he's been punished. Brilliant from Obo. It's absolutely brilliant to punish that. Look at what is happening here. He's caused a rotation. However, given the information of the 2 players towards T-Rap, it allowed the CTs to move somebody, Angel, up towards the apartments. And now he's been spotted. Obo manages to make his way past. There's a quick smoke to get a plant down. And guaranteeing the plant in the situations, how you're going to be able to win this round. Angel knows he has to move quickly down into the smoke. Obo is in some trouble now, but that's not gone exactly where he's wanted. He's now stuck in this position, and out comes Low with the AK at the exact perfect timing. And it's going to be Hellraisers picking this one up and looking to try to collect some weapons before they commit to the full defuse there. And that is a round and a half. I do not understand the shenanigans towards top Banana, but that was a committed play from compLexity that just didn't work out.
It was so crazy because the Molotov went down first to clear out an area. I don't know who threw the smoke. We saw 2 CTs creeping through the smoke as the player behind the sandbags got the first kill. This is absolutely disastrous. A disastrous game of Inferno for compLexity so far. But that said, both these teams have a buy in this particular round, so it's not over yet. Ricky's on the MAC-10. Everybody's got a helmet, so he'll have an extra job to do with that. But we'll see how it plays out. If he's not too aggressive, then maybe he picks up an AK later on. We shall see. We've got some flashes over the top. Oscar has a look towards the pit. If you're on the other side of mid as a T, behind that half wall, if a flash comes over and you're blind and you try and crouch there, your head can still be seen and you'll just get absolutely blasted by the cannon of the AWP. compLexity moving through the apartments now, and he's in position where you throw a flashbang, except he doesn't have a flashbang, so there's not going to be a burst play from the balcony. Yeah,
we get ourselves a potential burst there, but it looks like Hellraisers are quite ready. The positioning is not bad for them. Nuki's in the A-bomb side itself, and they've got top mid's presence, Hellraisers. Oscar's there with the AWP, but there's no smoke to deny information, top mid. So compLexity might be gambling a little bit hard here, considering that they didn't smoke off Archway, or at least Oscar has presence on Arch towards top mids. Hellraisers can easily read the pressure on towards Banana here is more likely to be a B play than anything else, so they can start to rotate somebody. They're going to be holding too tight to the site as Lowell's going to be forced to defend there from Oranges, and he's going to make it happen. Angel absolutely dominating with the Krieg, and that's going to be 15-5 for Hellraisers as they wipe compLexity off this server.
What a game from Hellraisers. What a game from Hellraisers. As much as I like to see compLexity succeed, I'm a big fan of Oscar. I think stylistically he's a very enjoyable sniper to watch, and that this is fantastic for the Hellraisers team. Again, a team who've been up and down. I mean, the one constant has been Angel, but this is very far away from what they used to be many moons ago. Looking very strong at the moment, but again, maybe a little early to really figure out where they are, despite this performance so far. Trying to see them versus more opponents. 6 standing between 2 Molotovs. That flashbang may just about help him. Shazam's going to get taken down instead. 6 behind the wall still. There he goes finally. And there's more bullets to be deployed by Angel. Leading by example. We've got Issa on the porch roof, leaving Def and Obo alone with Desert Eagles with 10 rounds to win from 10. Otherwise, it is to the back of the queue for compLexity.
I just want to say that kill from Angel, the first one, is just simply unfair. Just simply unfair.
Surplus to requirements.
I can't wait to see a replay of that. We've got to have that. That was so ridiculous. And well, it's a slow but inevitable bleed from compLexity, and there's only one result, and that is the death of compLexity here on Inferno. Nice shot though from Death. 15 HP with the Deke. They know exactly where he is. You can see they're starting to rotate now to box him in. Don't want to take any chances here. It's a 4 versus 1. Should never, ever lose this, and they simply won't. Oscar picks it up, and it's a 16-5 sweep from Hellraisers. Beautiful performance from them. They looked indomitable.
compLexity helpless against the tide of Hellraisers on Inferno. And again, Hellraisers